What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It. You already know, I just shot one and we're on to another. Like I said, separate episode. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. Terrence Crawford got it done, as I predicted. Because the man is the fucking truth. The man is an animal. And he looked phenomenal. He looked phenomenal on Saturday night. I can't take a damn thing away from him. And I can't take a damn thing away from Errol Spence, because Errol Spence came in. He did his thing. He was doing his thing. He boxed the way he boxed. He was throwing good jabs. He was throwing combinations. But they did not affect Bud at all. They were not bothering Bud. He wasn't stepping Bud back. Bud was winning in a lot of exchanges. Had beautiful counters coming over top with the right. Coming up with that slick little uppercut, that left uppercut. And the crazy thing is, when I was doing a breakdown for this, I didn't post a breakdown because I didn't like it. But in the breakdown, I said that Bud would have a lot of success switching stances. I don't think I saw him switch stances not once in this fight. I think he stayed southpaw this entire fight and countered every single thing that Errol Spence had to throw. And it was just amazing. It really was. It was a phenomenal performance. When you look at it in terms of the fact this was the biggest fight of his career. There's no one else besides Errol Spence after this. The only way you continue to build when you've already beaten everybody is when you try to go someplace else to beat more people. The only way that Terrence Crawford can go up from here is almost like he would have to go up another division. I don't see anybody in the division that makes sense for him to fight that is a bigger name than Errol Spence. Now, there is a rematch clause, so I'm sure we'll see a rematch between the two. But Terrence Crawford did so good in that fight. That was the biggest fight of his career. I don't need to do nothing else. He don't need to do nothing else. It's almost like Floyd beating Manny, right? It wasn't the same. Definitely wasn't the same, let me tell you that. The performances were way different. The performance that Terrence Crawford put on is going to be remembered for a very, very long time because of the magnitude of this fight, the magnitude of these two in their respective divisions. They're both undefeated, both highly skilled. Nobody's really cracked the code for any of them. Errol Spence has never been dropped prior to this fight, right? I think Bud has been dropped once before, maybe. But, Errol Spence got dropped 3 times. Now, if you would have told me that, I would have looked you in the face and said, you sound dumb, right? And I'm a Bud Crawford fan. I was rocking with Terrence Crawford the entire time. You go watch old episodes. You already know this. You can watch episodes all the way back to my Spotify. You already know this. I've been rocking with Terrence Crawford. Here's the thing. Spence is solid. Spence is very skilled, right? He's got good IQ. He's got good defense. He's got good hands. He's pretty quick. And Bud made him levels. There was a big difference in that fight. And I'm still almost in shock, right? I'm almost in shock the fact that he dropped him multiple times. And guaranteed if the ref didn't stop the fight, Errol Spence was ending on his ass in that fight. He was ending up on his back. He was getting dropped for sure. He was only a few more punches away. Bud Crawford just looked like a world beater. What's next for him? I don't know. Like I said, the rematch clause, most likely they run it back. They fight again. They make millions on top of millions and millions, and they'd be sitting pretty. They'd be sitting super pretty. But damn, just crazy, man. Crazy. I expected Bud to win, but not like that. Not like that. I was thinking maybe Bud gets him out in the 11th, and that's from slowly breaking him down after 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, he just starts breaking him down, right? It wasn't even that. He was beating his ass from the start. First round was kind of slow. Second round, they were seeing stuff. Bud dropped him. It's like, oh shit. Oh shit. Now Bud's about to swarm. It's like I said, anytime the man drops somebody, he's like a shark. He's like a shark in water. He goes straight to the blood. He's looking to hurt you. He's looking to fuck you up. And that's exactly what he was doing, man. He was going in. And a lot of the times he kept dropping Spence close to the end of the round. So Spence would get up. They come back out. He throw a couple punches. Belt would ding. But, I'm not... You can't say anything negative about Errol Spence, though. Because Errol Spence was fighting still a good fight. For someone, even though you're losing, sometimes you can lose and still fight good, right? And he was fighting good. He didn't look like shit, right? He looked solid. I don't know what the, let's see what the score, like the actual scorecards and everything was looking like for this one. Or the stats for this one. Because it just looked like, from what I was seeing, Crawford outlanded Spence 185 to 96 in total punches, including 87 to 33 edge in jabs and 98 to 63 in power punches. His jab looked crazy or anything, but he was landing the jab at will. He was landing the jab at will, and every time he landed the jab, Errol Spence would clinch right after the jab. Like Errol Spence would come in with a combination, get hit with the jab, be forced to clinch. Come in with a combination, hit with the jab, forced to clinch, right? And then once Buzz started switching it up, he would hit him with the jab, and once Spence would come in to clinch, he would catch him with a quick left. Just a quick left or one over right over the top. Anytime that fucking Spence would come in with that combination, come here with this left, Bud would catch him right over the top with it. Every single time. And it was just clean. It was clean. It was a great performance. And that's the type of stuff you want to see, because when you sit back as someone who just breaks down fights, talks about fights, who's literally just a stoner who sits in a room and talks about fighting, I hype things up a lot, to the non-combat sports fan. And when you hype something like this up, you're like, man, please come through. Please come through. I want this to actually be a solid fight. And that fight was great. Great fight. I'll watch a second one, without a doubt. I will totally watch a second one. I'm all in for that. But at the same, I think Terrence Crawford does it again. I think he does it again. To see him drop him 3 times, and have such a one-sided win, he landed 60% of what he threw. Spence landed 34%. Crawford landed 60% of what he threw. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Great performance. Great performance. And the man is now what? I don't know if he's 40-0 with 32 KOs or 39-0 with 31 KOs. It's a hell of a record, though. Hell of a record and hell of a resume. And if he does it again against Errol Spence, call it quits, bro. There ain't nothing left. Call it quits. Let's see. The number one question asked on Google: how much money did Spence and Crawford make? $25 million guaranteed to both men. Man, oh man. Oh man, I'm pretty sure I could take a punch. $25 million. I think I could take a punch for $25 million. And no, that's not me saying I'm gonna go in there and fight for 20. You think but I might be able to, one punch, you get knocked out. That's all. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I showed up, motherfucker. I made weight, bro. Showed up, make weight, give me my $25 million. Get knocked out. Joe, how'd you become a millionaire? Got that glass chin, bro. Got cracked one time. One time. I made $25 million off it. Name another fighter who went 0-1, made $25 million. I'll wait. Alright. Exactly. But, yeah, no, unbelievable performance. Very good fight. And lived up to the hype in every single way. And I want to see more from Terrence Crawford, but it's not like he's, peak young or anything like that. He's been fighting for a minute. He's been doing it for a minute. Been fucking people up for a minute. And like I said, there's not much left. I say you fight Spence one more time, call it quits. Right off into the sunset. Rich. Bunch of belts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, talking about the undisputed now. 4-division champion. Incredible. Anybody else want to argue with me again? I didn't, you're lucky I didn't, you guys are lucky I didn't drop the breakdown. Should have dropped the breakdown, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't like the breakdown. A lot of people just wanted to argue the fact that Spence was the bigger guy. Spence had more speed. Spence has fought, I saw this a lot. Spence fought the better caliber fighters, which that one, they fought basically the same caliber fighters. Like, just a couple names that more non-boxing fans might know. Maybe because of social media or some shit like that, right? I mean, I know a lot of people are going to know Danny Garcia over freaking Jeff Horn. Or I think that's his name, Jeff Horn, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the last dude that Bud Crawford fought, that Avicennia or whatever, I can't even pronounce his name, right? Not to say he's a nobody, I just can't pronounce his name. But not many people know the name. But just because you don't know the name does not mean he's not good. Dude only lost like 3 fights. So a lot of people were hitting me with that. A lot of people were saying the size. But I stuck to my guns on this one. I believe Terrence Crawford was the better fighter, the better boxer, and I believe that he was going to outbox him. I just didn't expect it was going to be like that. And I did not expect him to drop Spence 3 times and get a finish. I expect him to get a finish, but late, real late. And I didn't expect him to drop him 3 times. But Terrence Crawford got it done. 4-division champion, undisputed. What's next? Errol Spence Jr. 2? Or does he call it quits now? That's not for us to decide, but you should let me know in the comments because I want to know what your opinion is on the fights. Look, man, I'm still trying to get my boxing knowledge up. A lot of times, the events at the same time as a UFC event. So I'm watching the UFC event on a big TV, and I got the boxing match on a small little screen, and I'm watching it from a distance. So it's hard to fully break it down sometimes without going back, but I'm trying to stay active and get shit out quick so that I can stay in the flow of things that are happening. So hopefully I'll have both these videos out, both episodes out soon, shortly, quick, yeah, that's pretty much it. This wasn't the best episode. My boxing episodes usually aren't the best, but if you sat through it and watched it, I appreciate you. Just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button so you know when the next episode comes out, and I will catch you then. Thanks as always, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.